said it, and you were correct. It should be one per person. You bring your own ballot to the polling place. To the box, you can bring another one, up to 3, as long as you sign that you're the bearer. But when you're at the polling place, only the person whose ballot it is can turn it in. That's it, no others. So you said you've been doing this with other people too.
I had done it from this morning, and nobody told me until late in the day.
Okay.
When I think it was Nick and Annette were here.
Nick and Annette, and what did they say?
Well, that's what they said. If they're doing for somebody else, they have to go to the town. But by then, we had already taken some.
Okay, I see. Okay. Well, at least, I mean, you're telling the truth. That's a good thing, right?
But it's 8.
No, I understand, but the rules have to be followed, right?
No.
It says right on there that they can bring it in.
Well, I know, it's very...
No, we're in the right because it says on there somebody can bring it in.
Yes, it does. And we were
No,
never,
not to the polling place. They cannot do that.
Does it say that?
Yes, it does. Everybody got the rules. Anyone who's in here working, you got training. That's what you're training for.
No, we did not.
No, we did not.
No, we did not.
So no one sent you any documents
No.
Yes.
to
Three
read.
pieces of paper. It didn't say nothing about
It didn't
this.
say anything
That's
about who
correct.
could drop off. It just told you what to do with the mail-ins and the provisionals.
Okay.
And the machine. But it didn't say, and it clearly said if you were dropping off for somebody else, as long as you signed who you were dropping off for, it was okay.
Okay, that's not true, but,
Well,
okay.
You know what?
That's debatable, you know.
We can't,
We're not going
it's
to do
over
it.
and done with now.
No,
We
we're
are
sitting
not,
here and arguing
it's not,
with you.
it's not it. We're arguing.
Just listen to this shit. Listen.
As you can see behind me, we have a team working just day and night until every vote is counted and filled out.
Where behind you do you see workers working super hard day and night?
Yes.
If you're not correct, you wouldn't have to do it.
My name is Richard Hopkins. I am the postal employee who came out and whistle blew on the Erie, PA Postal Service, postal office. I am right at this very moment looking at an article written by Washington Post. It says that I fabricated the allegations of ballot tampering. I'm here to say that I did not recant my statements. That did not happen. That is not what happened. And you will find out tomorrow. And I would like that the Washington Post recant their wonderful little article that they decided to throw out there out of random.
Intelligence officials who can get into the system and see what was done. But we do have some evidence that that is exactly what happened. And they've used it against other entities in other countries. It's just been turned recently against our own citizens here to change election results. It's absolutely appalling that that can be done. And whether it's called computer glitches or something else, somebody has actually gone into the system and changed voting results.
That's called intervention in our elections, irrespective. I guess if they were Russia or China, we refer to them as meddling. But it's intervention, and it's also crooked as hell, rigging this election in no matter the jurisdiction, whether it's Michigan, Georgia, wherever it might be. What can we do about it? Because the Department of Justice, I mean, if there's evidence of that program, why not just turn it over to the Justice Department and say, and go to the courts and say, this has got to stop now. Here is the way in which it was done.
Well, we've been trying to get their attention, and we're going to try even harder, and we'll have to put it in a federal lawsuit, apparently, and get as much of it out as we possibly can. We have some excellent witnesses on the issue, But this is coup 5.0, Lou. I mean, there was no reason to think that the Democratic operatives who spent hundreds of millions of dollars creating the Russia hoax, the Steele dossier, taking us through a special counsel operation for 2 years, trying an impeachment hoax, the apocalypse hoax, the obstruction hoax, wouldn't go so far as to create every means of voter fraud they could come up with to steal this election. That's exactly what happens. The president must fight back now in every way, shape, or form. We cannot let this republic be stolen by the Democratic operatives who want to destroy the republic and make it a socialist country where they continue to line their pockets with these backdoor global deals like the Biden laptop from hell exposes.
Okay, I'm going to go through evidence that I have discovered about election fraud. This right here says that in all of these counties in Wisconsin, they had 95% turnouts in terms of votes compared to registered voters. And this is pretty much impossible. In Australia, they have mandatory voting and they only get a 90% turnout. And the average is only like 60% or in the 60s in Wisconsin. And then we're supposed to believe that they got 95% turnout and they all voted for Biden. What this person did is he showed the voter turnout with blue having the biggest voter turnout. And you'll notice that some of them, such as Milwaukee, and is this Arizona? Yeah, Arizona. No, this is Southern California. Districts that, some districts are suspect for having high turnout. It's unusual. And it's possible that these are districts that they were targeting to try and overturn a House seat or a congressional seat or something like that. I don't know, but this guy did the graph. Look how pretty it is. Okay, next one. This is one that shows that what happened here, I track votes and other people track votes. You see how it says 4 hours ago, 101,000 remaining, and then there's 100,000 remaining because they counted 1,700 votes. They pumped in 40,000. So what happened is in Nevada, they added an extra 40,000 remaining votes. They're constantly claiming to find more ballots. How are they going to find exactly 40,000 ballots somewhere? They're playing games is what they're doing. So this is talking about how overnight after everybody goes home is when they find 140,000 for Wisconsin, 200,000 for Michigan, 1 million in Pennsylvania, and they were all going for Biden, or they were going like 98% for Biden and none for Trump. This is talking about the Benford analysis, and it's showing like this was Enron. This is COVID deaths. This is Philadelphia over here, which suggests fraud. Chicago suggests fraud. You can see Trump is normal. Milwaukee suggests fraud. Trump is normal. Because people are hand typing in numbers is what's happening. This is a rigged Russian election. This is a rigged Iranian election. When people hand type in numbers, they're more likely to type numbers like 5 and 6. But when numbers are normal, you know, there's a lot of numbers that begin with the number 1. So these are fraudulent. What this is showing is that on the right you have the old numbers, and then on the left you have the new numbers. And what happened is there were places where Trump won by a landslide, and then when they did the new numbers, all of a sudden Biden gained 520 votes from 11, and in this case it went from 19 to 753, and they only changed in the ones where Biden was behind. If you look at the ones where Biden was ahead, for example, Mansalona didn't change. And that's just something that I noticed going through them. They only increased where Biden was behind. Here's the other one, Warner at the bottom, didn't change. Anything where Biden was ahead, they didn't change. And anything where Trump was ahead, they increased Biden's numbers. No, I read that wrong.
Yesterday in Richland County, South Carolina, my sister went to go vote, and they were like, "You're at the wrong precinct." And she was like, "No, this is the right precinct. My husband was just here. He voted." They're like, "Oh, it looks like you requested absentee ballot." She did not request an absentee ballot, so they gave her two pitiful options. Vote now and then go contest it 3 days later, or go to the headquarters and try to vote in person. So she went there, waited forever, and they were like, "Oh, not sure what happened." So she goes, "Well, that's not my mailing address or my phone number." They kind of blew it off. So finally she was like, "No, you don't understand. I don't know that address." So they decided to go pull the absentee request, which took an hour. Finally find it, and surprise, surprise, there's a forged signature. The ballot was requested on September 3rd, and not by my sister. So they let her do a paper ballot and assured her that everything would be fine. So she shared her experience on Facebook, and one of her friends' brother is an FBI agent, was like, "You need to call your local FBI office." So then my sister called the FBI, gave them her story, because voters fraud.
My name is Brian McCaffrey. I'm a registered Democrat in the city of Philadelphia. Today, I'm at the Philadelphia Convention Center, and I am overseeing the ballot counters. I will let you know the corruption that is going on here. They will not allow us within 30 to 100 feet to supervise the ballots being counted. This is a coup against the President of the United States of America, and I want to call out the Mayor of Philadelphia, James Kenney, the Attorney General, Josh Shapiro, who tweeted that there's no way Donald Trump can win President of the United States of America, and also the District Attorney of Philadelphia, Larry Krasner. I can't believe what I'm seeing right before my eyes. This has nothing to do with Joe Biden or Donald Trump. This has to do with our democracy, and I will tell you, there is corruption at the highest level in the city of Philadelphia.
Wow, what a mess. Be mad if they left my trailer looking like that, all shredded paper. This looks like a bunch of recyclables, right? Right? No, it's a Pennsylvania application for mail-in ballot. And they do have people's addresses on the back of them that were never mailed out. I mean, how many are in here? Thousands? There's another trailer out here. All the way back there, same product right there. We're out here in Seymour, Indiana at R.R. Donnelly. Some massive paper printing plant. Wow.
So I'm going to start up by saying I never wanted to post anything political on TikTok, but I am a victim of voter fraud here in Michigan. I got sent 7 absentee ballots with never applying for one. One of them was sent to me in my maiden name, and I went to vote in person on November 3rd. And after giving them my ID card, I ended up having to fill out an affidavit because I was questioned if I had voted already, and I haven't. Come to find out that somebody did vote in my name. That means there has been more than 7, I don't know how many, sent out. And yeah, so voter fraud is real. Michigan is a crapshoot, and the polls are rigged. So I don't care who you voted for. I don't care if it was Trump. I don't care if it was Biden. I don't care. Voter fraud's real, and this election is rigged. So I'm going to start up by saying
I'm not big into sharing my politic views on this app, but I am big into doing things fair. But can you explain to me why the deputy clerk of Nutley, New Jersey, let's call her Karen, instead of bringing these boxes sealed to the Board of Elections in Newark, New Jersey, brought them back to the municipal building and opened them up and started going through them? This is not what should have happened. These boxes should have been sealed and brought directly to the Board of Elections in Newark, New Jersey. Please share the show that there's something wrong here.
At the moment, we don't know that though. At the moment, these are to be decided, and that would push, you know, and again, if you come at this from a Republican perspective, I did Joe Biden's math to get him up. Donald Trump's leading here, he's leading here, he's leading here. We expect him to win here. That's his. This one's interesting. We expect him to get this, and these normally would be Trump states out here and Alaska. So again, we're open to being surprised. But if it plays out in a traditional map, that's where we're going to be. That's where we'll be as we go to the West Coast, somewhere in that ballpark. It's not an exact science, but somewhere in that ballpark, looking at Pennsylvania.
I walked past one of the counters, and his machine had a number. So there's going to be a number on the left-hand side of the machine, on the left-hand side of their computer sitting in front of them. That's going to show a total number of ballots that were tabulated on that tabulator, which could be any number, okay? Mm-hmm. Then on the right-hand side, there's going to be a number that should never go over 50 because the batches come in 50.
Sure.
Well, his number was in the 500s.
Oh, wow.
So I said, stop, stop. Don't even touch anything. I'll be right back. I have to go grab my manager because this is a big problem. Mm-hmm. What that meant was that every ballot that he had in that batch of 50 had been scanned 8 to 10 times.
Right.
Counted 8 to 10 times.
Okay, so those ballots were duplicated 8 to 10 times, which resulted in far more votes than were actually taken in.
Absolutely. And that was one person that I saw their number,
Yeah.
Now, this happened countless times because I don't think I told you this. I started work at 6 a.m. and I worked a 24-hour shift.
Oh, wow.
Is a founding father allowed to see what's going on?
What's going on in that building?
They're authorizing signatures that are not matching.
So illegal votes that have...
I believe they are illegal. And they're letting people vote that are not living in Nevada.
And what is this about? They extended the deadline of when to submit votes. They extended it to the 10th.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I don't know what that... I'm like, it has to be done on the 3rd, isn't it?
That gives them a little more time to sneak in a few more ballots.
That's what it sounds like. It seems to be the same thing in every single contested state right now.
I'm going to tell you a secret, though.
What's that?
You want to know?
I do want to know.
Okay. The poll workers were instructed by some of their handlers that if anybody comes in and they don't have a driver's license, you're supposed to send them out to the parking lot and tell them to get on their phones and call the DMV and make an appointment. Now, that appointment could be for 2021, but all they had to do was show that they have appointments.
And I know that the DMV of Nevada right now, they're not taking any new appointments, so all of them are for 2021. So there's going to be nobody that will actually scrutinize. As long as they have an appointment, they won't have to actually have any information to submit for that appointment. And so nobody will be scrutinizing that. So basically, just a total open loophole of fraud.
That is true. And guess how they do it? Once they go out there and they get on their phone to prove that they have an appointment in 2021, all they have to do is...
Oh, man, look at all the great American patriots.
And they will add 2 zeros to the end of the appointment number, and that will allow them to vote on the machine.
Okay, got it. Very good to know.
Yeah.
That is really, really disturbing. But how do you... Did you know anybody that works at the poll work, or what have you...
Yes, I have 2 of them that are going to swear to it, and I already have it in writing.
Great. I assume you're aware of Project Veritas?
Yes.
You may or may not have already reached out to them.
No. But I've already reached out to the Team Trump lawyers.
Okay,
they have
great.
all the information that I have.
Excellent. Okay, that's what I would like to hear. That's great news. All right, awesome. Thank you.
She's on top of it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We know bullshit when we see it. This is America's not falling for this.
InfoWars.com. Also band.video. The only source for your news at this point, because everything else just sucks. Attention, everybody! Attention! Attention!
Attention!
Wonderful Evan has an announcement to make. Hey, everybody! Can you hear me? Yeah! Okay. Trump needs some help, and I need some volunteers to cover this place at night, 24/7. Last night we had cars casing this place. I couldn't stay any later than 2:30. I need people. Who wants to say they're going to help President Trump tonight, tomorrow night, and the night after until they finish counting all the ballots? We've got to hold them accountable. I feel that we really were a deterrent last night. We had a 3-man team. All the way closer to your mouth. Closer. Hey, we'll be back here tomorrow too. Same time, same place. Every state, every day. Same time tomorrow.
We need people here until 7 a.m. We need somebody to watch the back, and we need somebody to watch the front, and tag team each other. We saw 4 cars casing this place last night. Yes. We had 2 cars intimidate us. We had a motorcycle show up with a bullhorn on it and a scary guy driving it. And he came up behind our car, took my license plate.
Hold it closer to your mouth.
And so we believe, without a doubt, that we deterred their doing anything. They're trying to get away with something, and we need your eyes and ears. Please, come to me, give me your name, your cell phone number, your email, and volunteer. We need somebody on 4-hour shifts. We need somebody here from 8 until midnight, and midnight until whenever. And we need somebody here until the people start showing up for work at 7 a.m.
Well, for one thing, I think Thomas Jefferson and George Washington will volunteer and watch this place. I mean, nothing scarier to a communist than the founding father, right? I mean, Thomas and I, we'll just run around here and just start tag team everybody here.
And you act like incognito.
Yeah, we're